Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about running.
Sorry, I'm not even... I feel like I'm...
Robbe, you're doing a gun show today.
Existing in another...
What's up?
And it's
Have
freezing.
you been working out?
Freezing down here.
I was just like, it's so hot out today. I'm just going... I decided to just fully embrace summer. Like just get fall out of my mind. It's not happening. Back into full summer mode. So I have a sleeveless Under Armour shirt, which, by the way, I do like this shirt. And then I got sandals on.
Oh.
Got my Patagonia.
So we're beaching it.
Baggy shorts.
You know, it's also nice to have when you go to the beach because it gets hot and you sweat a lot.
What?
Electrolyte.
Solid.
Man, I was so mad because I did a long run on Sunday and I could tell I was dehydrated because I was getting a headache like right afterwards. And I needed electrolyte so badly in my life. And I only had that garbage competitor brand and it just didn't do the job.
Why did you only have the garbage competitor band? Why didn't you make a trip to your local, wherever?
Oh, I was just at my parents' house and they just had one bottle of the garbage competitor brand in their basement fridge.
Oh, so it was already there.
Yeah.
All right. Excusable.
But man, this would have brought me back to life in a second. You know why? Why, Meg?
Because of all the electrolytes
Yeah,
and all the sodium.
Electrolyte. It's in the name.
Yeah.
I like saying stay lit. I mean, you see how many people in our stories and stuff are sending us that they're enjoying electrolyte now?
Well, you know what's funny is like we test all these brands and stuff, but this one I want to buy more of.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's addicting.
It is.
I don't know what it is.
There's something in it.
Oh, maybe there's...
It might be the magnesium.
Yeah, I don't think it's that, but
What is it then the other important nutrients, Meg, that you can ramble off?
the electrolytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a balance of sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium with the glucose as the natural sweetener. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm drinking the strawberry kiwi right now.
That one's one of my favorites. So, Robbe, you have a strawberry kiwi. Tom's drinking grape. Hold on. I guess.
Do you know what's important about it, though? Like, think about it. When you go out on a hot run, there's only a few things that you need. You need your shoes. You probably need sunglasses when it's sunny out like this. You're going to sweat a lot, so you need something to replenish your electrolytes. And then, like, sunscreen to protect you from the harmful rays of the sun.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just make sure I have my electrolyte.
Yeah, so if you want to get some electrolyte, you can pretty much buy it anywhere. We were down in Charleston this past week, and my mom stopped in what was the gas station down there? A K something?
Oh, a
Circle K.
Circle K. And picked me up a couple. And after a hot run down there, it was...
What flavors did she get you?
She got me the strawberry kiwi.
Nice.
She knows.
All right.
Yeah, so gas stations in the South, they have all kinds of different ones. The Come and Go is probably one that should change their name.
They sure should.
That's the one I saw in Colorado.
Are they out west? Maybe I was.
I only saw it in
geography.
Colorado.
Okay, I might have mixed up the geography.
I was
there.
like driving. I was like, did I? What?
Yeah. I'm like, at what board meeting was this approved?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we can't think of another possible better name for a gas station than Come and Go with a K.
Like Quick Stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of hot weather, it's still summertime apparently, which the calendar I feel like needs to shift the days because the end of summer is like September 20th, which seems way too late. I know the weather still stays warm till then, but the mindset has shifted.
I think it's Labor Day.
Once Labor Day, school starts, it's fall.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with you. Plus, all the grocery stores now, like they have Halloween stuff coming out.
Dude, they have Christmas stuff.
It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I think Target already has Christmas
I believe
stuff
that.
out.
Why? That's so far away.
Yeah, but you feel like if I get it now, I'm saving.
Yeah, I might, but if you do it too early, then you lose that saving cycle. You don't even know where to start to save. You just
Dude,
you're
I
always
got another
spending
one.
money.
Just don't decorate.
You got to decorate
For
though.
Halloween?
Do you do Halloween?
No, not Halloween. Halloween's a crazy one because people go all in on it, and it's like people who dress up their dogs. It's like the same people who decorate for Halloween.
Okay, I got a question for you then.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
A question for you then. All right. So I don't decorate that much just because like our neighborhood isn't like really visited by trick-or-treaters that
That's
much.
the reason why?
Well, partially. I mean, where else would we put stuff? Like,
Yeah.
Just why would we ever decorate for Halloween?
okay. But you know how Brooks comes out with weird shoes all the time?
Yeah. They love that stuff.
I feel like they're the soccer moms of the running shoe industry. Like, hey, look, we've got a cute one with some candy corns on it, or something like that. What do you think of those special edition? Like they do the holiday sweater one. They do. What do you think of the special edition ones?
I like the holiday sweater one is kind of cool, but they sent us one before and I never wore it because I'm like, when do I actually wear this shoe?
The only time is if you did like a Jingle Bell 5K or something like that. And they do like a Thanksgiving one, but it's always like turkey and gravy. It's like, that's not a fun.
It doesn't match with any clothing that you wear. It's kind of just I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not very into the holiday shoes, I don't think.
What about you, Meg?
No, not for me.
Yeah, I like special edition shoes, like when there's collabs. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I like it when they elevate the style.
Right.
I'm not, like, I don't want donut sprinkles or stuff on my shoes. And now I know that Jarrett would love that.
Yeah, he just wants donuts on his shoes. He doesn't even care.
Actual donuts?
Yeah. Just put it in a little box on
I
the
think
toe.
that would be a great poll question for our audience, though. Like, would you wear, are you one of those people that, like, because what's that hat company that makes all the, it's like Spritz or Spirits? Or, or
they
something.
make all kinds of like.
Sprints, maybe?
Yeah. It's like if Dairy Queen put a blizzard on a hat.
I feel like there's different types of runners
all kinds of different toppings.
Like when I see someone show up in that hat, I kind of I know a lot about them. Like
you can judge a book by its cover or by its hat.
It's a hat with a lot of pictures of bacon on it. I love bacon.
I mean, who doesn't though?
Right, like, but it's like you were like, I like bacon so much, I bought a hat.
Yeah,
it is Sprints. I had never heard of them before.
Yeah. Good job. That's a good pull.
Wow, these are really ugly.
Yeah.
There's definitely people.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I see people, you go to group runs and you'll see people wearing Sprint hats, and I'm like, that's the person that buys. Because I'll see them at like a expo or something. I'll be like, who buys that?
Like with a lot of pickles on them.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people buy
turtles.
I think it's people who like to have a little bit of fun with their headwear.
I would agree. But it's also I imagine in their house there's a live, laugh, love poster.
Oh yeah, did you ever see? I saw this Instagram reel where somebody went to stayed at an Airbnb or Verbo house, and it was just going around the house, and there was probably 30 live, laugh, love.
So good.
Like picture frames, doormats, cups, mugs, like everything throughout the house. It was like kind of a horror house.
Yeah, like a little scary. They're probably like, let's freak people out.
Yeah, it's probably intentional. I would. Oh, that's it. If I had an Airbnb, definitely just go nuts on that.
Just
stuff.
leave a chainsaw someplace.
Yeah,
it's like
go to Marshalls and or TJ Maxx and just buy everything in the store.
What was the Oh, we were talking about that with the Life is Good t-shirts. Like I feel like that's the same vein.
Yeah, I still don't know how that person's a millionaire, but I mean, good for them. I never would have saw that market opportunity.
I do though. Like when that came out,
it's just 3 words.
Yeah,
that's
but
all it is.
it embodied that live, laugh, love kind of thing. It's like when you got nothing else going on, isn't life good? Yeah, it's good.
I guess, but people like there's like the Jeep tire covers,
right? And you have like a dog in a tire swing, with sunglasses on.
Kimmy bought a Salt Life shirt this week.
No. How'd that happen?
I don't know. I think she's fully embraced Florida.
Oh, I thought maybe like it was an emergency.
She was in Florida.
Her shirt flew off.
She was down in Amelia Island. Yeah, right, exactly. She needed to put a shirt on to go into a store, so she bought the one on the rack right at the front door.
Yeah.
No, but she was at the Salt Life restaurant down there, which
we've been there.
It's not bad for a you would think it's.
When you're
ridiculous.
at the beach,
like that location is amazing.
It's a beautiful, it's an amazing,
and it's
location.
a brand new building. Like, yeah,
but the shirt is more subdued. It's not like the typical logo. It just kind of has the words on it. It's not that bad. But
did you make fun of her?
I guess I am right now. So she's listening to
behind her back.
No, actually, it wasn't a bad shirt. I wish I could show a picture of it just to prove people that I'm actually.
Kimmy, please post a picture and tag Believe in the Run so we can share it.
Give Robbie the middle finger.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe that's a sign I need to You need to move to Amelia Island.
I think
embrace the salt life.
You're already wearing the sandals and the and the tank top.
Maybe that's why I did this unintentionally.
I think it is.
Like subliminally, I was just like, let's do this.
do
In
it.
your mind, you're in Florida right now.
Do you ever subliminally wear something and then realize it? Like I do this all the time with the running shoes. Like I remember one time I think we were talking about Boston or maybe it was coming up, and I just the next day I was like, I think I'm gonna wear the Adidas Boston today. Hadn't worn it in like 4 months, and then I realized, oh, it's because we were on that topic. Sometimes I'll pick shoes like that I haven't worn in months, and then think back, oh, it's because someone had texted me about this yesterday.
That's like when you talk about like a car or something, and you're like, I've never seen that car, and then you see like 20 of them driving down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that it's like kind of, but yeah, I feel like I'm influenced. I feel like we're influenced more than we know.
That's why Instagram marketing works so well.
That's why Thomas buys something every week from Instagram.
It does work, yeah.
All right.
What's the latest thing you bought from Instagram?
I tried to buy something the other day, but it was like they were having
God,
me
it
running
didn't work.
around in circles. I did.
I love how far you went into this.
Did you tell everyone about the office chair? Did we?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I thought we did. Yeah.
Thomas bought a full-on.
Dude, it is a
Reclining.
command chair. It is an amazing
Oh
chair.
yeah, you look like you're on the Star Trek Enterprise with that
Yeah,
thing.
I'm telling people to take it to warp speed.
Yeah.
Straight from Instagram.
Yeah.
Who does that?
How good is the chair, though?
It
I don't know. How good
looks
is it?
ridiculous.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, not only, I mean, it's comfortable, but it's got the lumbar support that you need.
Do you remember the name of the brand?
It starts with an H.
Okay.
I was gonna.
And
that's all I
soy or
remember,
something like
too.
that. It's supposed to be Japanese. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's made in China.
Yeah,
yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, it reclines. It even has like a little thing for your legs you can pull out underneath. Like say that you want to sleep at your desk.
Yeah.
You
Which
can pull
is
a
like
total Costanza.
very unnecessary.
Yep.
And
Seth,
something
you'll-
you shouldn't be doing.
I don't know. There was one day where I was really tired here, and I was like, "Geez, I wish there was some place for me to rest for like a couple minutes, and then I could come back." And now I got a Costanza style
Yep.
desk chair.
Put a little shelf, an alarm clock under there.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Was it Putty who built that for him?
No, it was just
Oh.
no. He had someone, I believe, from like the
Yankees
Yankees
organization.
Yeah, like build it for him. But yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. So speaking of good times, Megan, you crushed 100 miles this week.
That is a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
100. You did 100.
Okay, so here's what happened. I told you last week.
That's right, because we were
I
talking about
got
the
like
temperatures. Yeah.
Andrew gave me, it was like 94 or 95,
Yeah.
but he doesn't factor in, like when I do workouts, I leave my watch running during the walking portion. And so
Right.
that adds up. So anyway, I got to Sunday and I realized with my 22 miles, if I had just run 22.00, I would be at 99.6 something.
Okay.
And I told this to Thomas and my mom, and they were like, well, clearly you have to run the 0.34.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And they were like very adamant that
Wow.
I do it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't think
know.
your mom was. Your mom always errs on the.
no, she was like, you should definitely do it.
Oh, I
You can't
thought-
not do it.
She typically, I think she's trying to preserve you
Yeah.
and keep you safe.
Keep me alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, go.
Roll the dice.
Do it. Let's see what happens.
So yeah, 22.34 miles got me to 100 on Sunday.
Wow.
Hey, this is Thomas checking in with you. Man, false summer, fall, or whatever it is, it's a tough one. You feel those cool temperatures. All of a sudden, your paces start dropping. You feel good. You're like, yes, this is why I run. And then the weather turns back and you get this heat wave and you realize again, no, you're slow and it's sweaty and it's hot and you can't take off enough clothes and you can't hydrate enough. And you're right back in it. And you're kind of like, do I miss winter? But think about it. Those freezing cold days, this is worth it. Let's suck it up and enjoy a couple more hot runs and have some fun. Anyway, so yeah, you not only did 100 miles, but you did it while traveling again, going
Yeah.
to Charleston.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I went down to see the fam. It had been a while, and my sister was going to be in town. My brother lives in Charleston, South Carolina. My sister was flying in from San Francisco to stay there, so my mom and I kind of last minute booked a flight down to see them, which was interesting because a hurricane was coming through the exact
Right.
same day. What's crazy is this hurricane comes through. We flew through it and landed. It was windy, rainy that evening. The next 3 days, beautiful.
Wow.
Isn't that how it always is after a hurricane? though?
Sunny. But they were saying it was going to be like terrible weather and everything was going to be awful, and it was totally fine.
I mean, isn't that I feel like every hurricane is overblown.
Yeah.
No pun
Blown,
intended.
Yeah.
To the point where you think the world's going to end.
Right.
And then it's
But then the one that they're like not saying
Right.
it's going to be that bad, that's the one that comes and rips up all the houses
Yeah.
and sends people into the ocean.
obviously there's places that see flooding and damage, but it's like you said, like I thought you were going to drown.
Right.
Good from what I had seen on the news. I
Right.
was like,
Everyone
is
was
Meg
worried, and yeah,
Is Meg okay?
But-
Apparently, quite fine.
quite
Not
fine.
Not even like nothing.
Yeah.
Like better than nothing.
Yeah.
Did
But
you,
the weather, I mean, typically the runs that we've done in Charleston have been super hot and muggy, like disgusting, like deep south.
Yeah.
You know,
I've been
Amelia
there.
Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
same
I've been
thing.
to Charleston and ran there. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
Well, because the storm came through. Here's the thing that was amazing. Because the news scared everyone, no one was out on the roads. So like no one was there when we arrived on Wednesday night. And then like the beaches weren't very crowded, but it was like the most beautiful weather I've had since
Wow.
I've been back to Charleston. And so yeah, the running was nice. It was like 60s in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's for down there, not bad.
It was lovely.
Did you jump in that pineapple fountain?
I didn't. We stayed on the Mount Pleasant side of the bridge, so I
okay.
did go
That's-
downtown.
Speaking of pineapples, do you know that that's a symbol for stuff?
You've told me this. I didn't know that.
I found out
Is it
from one
like
of
a
our
sw-
listeners.
You're like a swinger or something?
Yeah. You apparently
So does-
upside down
If
pineapples.
SpongeBob lives in a pineapple under the sea, what does that mean?
He's definitely
he's
a
always
swinger.
getting it on with Squidward.
Well, a sponge.
Did you say Squidbird?
Squidward.
Okay.
Well, a sponge is sexually dimorphic, right? Is that the word, dimorphic?
I don't even know
I
what that
don't.
means.
I don't know how they reproduce. I think they just drop spores.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might work.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a side tangent.
yeah.
But
How do starfish reproduce? Because his friend Patrick
I think they go supernova and
just
just
blap blap.
boom. There's more.
I like it.
Yeah. But so you ran in Charleston and that was cool. What else was I going to?
Did workout in Charleston. 1K repeat.
Yeah, that was kind of a fail. I tried to find a street that was straight and not a lot of traffic, and it was not that. So I just kind of winged it. But there was like cars turning, and I was like, this is a mess.
Yeah. Never want that.
But yeah.
Cool.
Robbie and I went to Faster Bastards runs.
Oh, yeah. We did that
Yeah.
on Wednesday night when you weren't here. When the cat's away, the other cats will play.
Yeah, but we didn't even play that hard. Like I had one beer afterwards, and that was it. And Robbie was drinking Athletic Brew.
I'm back on my no alcohol kick.
Are you?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Pretty good. 2.5 weeks.
What was the decision?
I haven't drank since Boston, since we were there for the Falmouth.
Oh.
But you truly ate it up that day, right?
Yeah. So
Was that it? Were you like, this was a mistake? Too much truly?
it wasn't that, but it was a mistake. More, I was just like super dehydrated. But I just was like, oh, it worked really well at Tokyo. I felt really good before I kind of like got injured during that. But I think I don't know. I was like, yeah, let's do it again. Let's run it back
So is this, there's like a timeline on this, or it's just,
till New York.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I mean, it is crazy. Like, I feel so much better. Not that I was drinking that much, but I feel like even just now, at this point in my life, if I have one beer, I feel like it throws me off. Like, if I don't get a good sleep, then your next day is thrown off. It's just thrown off. I don't know. I think I used all my drinking credits, like, for life from...
Real early?
Yeah, like, I used them all up. And now it's just, like, not enjoyable. So I'm like,
That's the sad thing is like I get it when people get to a point where it's just not fun anymore. Like the buzz isn't fun, and then the payback is bad.
that's the
And
thing.
you're like, okay.
And if I'm drinking, I'm like, I want to like have a few because that's going to be a good time. But then it just the other side of the equation turns out to be not worth it. So I'm like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be.
I think you got to try evening out with the mileage because that's what I've been doing so far.
Apparently it's working.
Totally fine.
You got to burn it out.
No, trust me, I've tried that. I tried all those things.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. And then I like the athletic brewing. I feel like it.
See,
it's
I get a mental
substitute.
buzz from Athletic Brew.
Oh, you definitely do. I feel like that's true. I feel like I'm drinking, and you don't realize it till after you're done hanging out. You're like, oh, I'm actually still having just as good.
Well,
of a
that's
time.
what I loved about it when we went to the running event last year, and I wanted to, because we have early mornings, we have runs, we have all this stuff, but it's very social. So you have to go out and talk to people. So I would do a beer, an athletic brew, a beer, athletic brew, so that I could continue to hang out, but not be like intoxicated or like suffering the next day.
Yeah.
I guess you get hydrated from it, right?
That's a good question. I think you would. I mean, it's just
They're saying that like I sent a thing to Featherston because there was a study that said if a beer or something has less than 4% alcohol or something, it actually is hydrating because everybody says alcohol is
I mean,
dehydrating.
it makes sense because it's liquid. There's carbs in it. I try to drink the golden ale. It's like 7 grams of carbs or something like that, 7 or 9. So
That's like nothing though.
Yeah.
Much. I feel like when I drink the IPA versions, I still actually kind of get a hangover. I think there's too much sugars in them.
I don't like, and you can write in the comments and stuff like that, whatever. I just don't like IPAs. I think they taste bitter. I don't think they taste good.
I used to be, when they were first coming out in the market, super into them, but then I'm just like, I haven't drank an IPA in probably 2 years.
So we had a company reach out to us, and I don't know if we're going to work with them or not, but they're basically a drink that you have before you have an alcoholic beverage, and it's supposed to ensure you have no hangover.
Sounds like Ozempic or something.
It sounds nuts, but
too good to be true.
But if we get it, are you going to try it?
Is Ozempic too good to be true, or is it really true? Because I think a bunch of people are taking it.
Dude, there's no there's no miracle drug. Like there's a trade-off somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're probably losing decades off your life and you just don't realize it.
But you might have a really good time while you're here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I heard somewhere that apparently even though people are losing weight, they're actually losing muscle but gaining fat content.
Yikes. That's like a worst case scenario.
So it's like it's weak, like it's taking away like
that's a skinny
the things
fat.
you actually need.
That's skinny fat people.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's a lot of runners or skinny fat.
Runners aren't. I feel like that's the people that don't exercise that look fit. Like, have you ever seen people that?
I think you're just talking about me.
No, I'm talking about like there's people.
I feel like we should avoid this topic.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, and she's probably right, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's people that do not exercise at all.
Yeah.
That look good. Like you're like, oh, they look fine.
There's just no muscle.
Right. There's no tone.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Again, I think you're talking about me. I mean, you can judge or judge not from the sleeveless tee I'm wearing.
I mean, I'm talking about humans.
But,
yeah.
Speaking of what is that?
This is. It's not an ad. And it's not a sponsor. But they sent me this stuff, and I wasn't gonna believe in it. But it's this human, all natural deodorant stuff. Maybe you can read that.
Dude, there's no way.
I've been using it for like a week now.
Really?
Yeah, 2 weeks now.
And you don't smell terrible?
I mean, Meg.
What do you want me to read on here?
What's it say
This
about
is a deodorant?
It says, why human essentials? Pushing ourselves into new realms of health and happiness is hard work, hard, sweaty work, and it requires working with nature, not against it. Human Essentials is the all-natural stink fixer for the aware
Actually,
athlete.
It does smell good.
That's the citrus one. I haven't used this one yet. I've been using this one.
It kind of smells like a health food store.
Yeah, what it smells like. I smell like.
Oh man, it's like patchouli kind of
right.
a little bit.
I feel like. Do you go to Sprouts ever? That like the grocery store. I feel like they must have this in the vents.
Or like GNC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I will say I was skeptical. But okay, first off, I don't use antiperspirant. I never have, I haven't since like college. I only use deodorant.
Oh yeah, I've never used antiperspirant.
What about you?
Is that adult?
Yeah, you use antiperspirant.
I don't even know what the difference is. I just buy whatever.
Antiperspirant
Do you
is
put
the stuff that clogs your pores so you don't sweat.
That seems wrong. Do you put that on before you put on deodorant?
No, antiperspirant deodorant is one product.
Oh,
So I don't use it.
2 for 1. It's like conditioner and shampoo mix.
Here's the craziest thing.
Seems-
This doesn't seem like it makes sense. Back when I was worried about like sweat, like when I had to wear a dress shirt and tie and stuff like that, I would use antiperspirant, and I felt like I sweat more. I stopped. I was like, I gotta stop doing this because also antiperspirant leaves stuff on your shirt.
Oh, that's like when I was a teenager and you use what's that, like OxyClean stuff? Remember that for when you like wipe your face off to clean it?
Oh, yeah,
to not get pimples. I felt like you actually got more. I think that's the business model. It's like you're like, this seems great. I'm cleaning my face, and actually it's the reverse. Keeps them in business, right?
That makes sense.
Think about it.
But yeah, so I stopped using antiperspirant, I'm antiperspirant. Anyway, and started using deodorant. So for the longest time, and it's harder to get deodorant. Like if you go to the grocery store, there's like 20, 30 variations of antiperspirant. But if you want just straight up deodorant.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Man, I need to check this out. I haven't been paying attention lately.
See, like me neither. I think I just
You
buy
use
whatever.
antiperspirant.
And yeah.
And I've always been like, why are you doing that?
I don't. It's whatever. It's something.
What's the Old Bay? What's not
The
Old
Old
Bay?
Bay.
Old Spice.
Old Spice? They have both deodorant.
Dude, imagine if there's an Old Bay deodorant.
Spicy. Yeah, I mean, they have both. Same thing with like Axe and that they all make deodorant and antiperspirant.
Trying to look up which kind I use. I don't even know.
Anyway, this human stuff's supposed to be all natural and stuff, so I was a little skeptical. And their packaging is totally recyclable and all that, so it's like good.
It's good for the earth.
And I've been using it, and I have to say,
I
don't know if it has a hippie smell, so I don't notice
Yeah.
my BO if I have it. But I think it works. Like, you have no complaints, right? Have I been stinky the last week?
I don't know.
I also haven't been here, so
Yeah,
TBD.
you went to Burning Man while Megan was away.
Yeah.
And so you've been hanging out there.
Since you've been back, we've hugged a lot, and your head is right near my pit.
Okay. This is a running podcast. Speaking of humans, I was at Knoebels, which is this amusement park up in Pennsylvania.
Is it put together by low-skilled workers?
Probably. It's like, dude, they have rides there that might get you sued like
Not
20
you sued,
years ago.
Oh, get you killed.
If they built the ride. There, Jonas went in this one airplane ride that goes, you know how they have arms that come off the center pole and then they can like go up and down on the
Mm-hmm.
It's an open bucket rocket ship. There's no seatbelts in it, and it's 20 feet off the ground.
What?
Like at an angle. I was like, well, I guess no one's died on it yet.
You're gonna catch him?
But it was amazing, and the bumper cars are brutal. Like I'm pretty sure my kids got a minor concussion on them.
Little whiplash.
Which I don't know. I like all that to say. Man, people watching, if you go to cold country in Pennsylvania and people watch, that is an interesting experience. It's worth the price of admission just for that.
What kind of people are we talking about?
I mean, it's as if, like, if there was a bunch of juggalos and then you fed them after midnight and they multiplied and created families. That's basically
that
what
was
it
a
looks
show.
like.
What was I watching? Was that? It might have been one of the ones that Durst is in.
Yeah, there's Workaholics episode with the juggalos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's more. I swear, there's more tattoos than fingers, and not good tattoos. It's like
Ingo Britton's.
it looks like honestly, it's his quality. Very jailhouse oriented.
A lot of tears and spider webs.
And the other thing is, man, it's super sad in a way because there is an obesity epidemic in America. And I know we talked about this, but like it really like there, and I feel bad because it's people in poor communities who have like just lifestyles where they're eating processed foods and just but it's sad. And I'm like, man,
Do you think
something
that
needs to change because this is crazy.
Is there a
Yeah.
level of just like giving up that people are just
I'm
this
sure.
is what life is?
I'm sure because it's that's just how it is. But yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit depressing in a way because I'm like, it's almost just any kind of like poverty. I'm like, how do you escape this? Like nutritional poverty.
Well, I always find like it is something that is handed down to a certain degree. Like you see like the eating habits of the parents and then they feed their kids like that.
Right.
The kids grow up like that, and that's just how you expect to eat. And then, like, how do you break that cycle?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not like shaming anyone, but like it's the number one health issue, like, you know, heart disease and everything else in America. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know how you preemptively like fix that, but seeing that in reality, I was like, have I just not been, like, has this changed in the last 3 years, or am I just like more aware of it now? I don't know, because I felt like, I don't know, and I was like, maybe it's because I live in a city where it's like more people walk around. It's not as like,
We also surround ourselves. Like, I find that even and I look at it, even for our running, like I think about our running and our paces and our everything that we do. We surround ourselves with people that are exceptional, like the faster bastards. Like I can't even hang with the group anymore. It's like they're so fast and it's such a group. So if I look at it that way, I go, everybody is.
No, but this is like, I mean, I just in general, like if I go to the store here, it's the crowd. Like if I go there, it is like it's a little bit jarring. But anyways, that was a whole interesting experience. But the good news is, we had a good time there. I did eat a banana split because I ran a long run that day.
I hate banana splits.
Really?
Those are disgusting.
You also hate mayonnaise on egg sandwiches, so I don't even know.
I hate mayonnaise on everything.
I don't even know.
But no, I kind of on Megan, like why you put a banana in it? Like, it's really good. What do you need a banana for?
That like takes it to the next level. It's like why? I don't know. Why put a Christmas lights on a Christmas tree?
I'll give you an example.
It looks good.
Absolutely not the same.
Take it to the next level. I'd say a chili cheeseburger is taking it to the next level. The chili and the cheeseburger, boom, that's up a notch. But it's all going the same direction.
Wait, a chili cheeseburger?
Yeah, you ever had
a chili on it, or a chili hot dog?
I like a chili hot dog too.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that's elevating it in the same direction.
Yeah.
Banana is a different direction.
Do you think it's on the same level as pineapple on a pizza? Is that what you're saying?
Ooh.
Because I don't think it's that crazy.
I think,
I like pineapple on pizza, by the way.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you
It's not my first
something.
pick,
like,
but I don't
of
mind
all
it.
the things that a guy scooping ice cream could be like, you know what? Let's throw, I don't know, a banana in here.
Yeah.
Why? Why did they choose a banana?
I mean, that's a good question. I'm guessing there's a surplus of bananas.
Think about it.
somewhere.
You're at
There's
a-
always money
a
in the
farm-
banana stand.
You're at a pharmacy. Thanks, Bluth. You're sitting there at a pharmacy.
Like a soda jerk.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? Let's throw a banana in here and see if anyone eats it.
Well, the thing is, obviously, there's a lot of people eating it, so it has to be a good idea.
Here's why I think it was popular. I think that if you had a banana in there, you're like, okay, if you had one scoop of ice cream on that, it looks weird. You need to have like 3 scoops of ice cream to the banana ratio.
To boat it out.
Yeah. And so then you feel good about eating it because you're like, oh, it's a banana and some ice cream.
This was the crazy thing, is that the
Nate's
bananas...
looking up the origin of the banana split.
There was 2 scoops of each flavor of ice cream in this banana split. And, all the toppings.
How many miles did you run?
It's cool. I walked a bunch, too, at the park.
It originated in PA.
It was the end of summer. Wait,
Makes
really?
sense.
Latrobe, PA.
Oh, wow. Home of Rolling Rock beer.
It says that legend has it that Latrobe pharmacy owner David Strickler sliced a banana in 2, added scoops of vanilla chocolate and strawberry ice cream, 3 kinds of flavored toppings, and whipped cream in 1904.
Wow.
And that was
Did it say why?
You're kind
He's
of right.
nuts.
Yeah.
Well, there were nuts. There is nuts on it.
Yeah.
And then I like the pineapple topping on it. That's a good one, too.
Oh.
And the strawberry one. I love all of them.
It's going too far. Give me
don't
a
know.
clean scoop of coffee ice cream.
I'm a fan of that, too.
Little hot fudge on it, maybe.
Just a fan of all kinds of ice cream variations and, I don't know, types of things.
You know what was cool? After all our runs this week, we were able to catch, and Maryland had the only major cycling event in the entire United States.
Yeah, what a crazy thing, which I had no idea. I was so clueless to this whole thing that I asked somebody who rides bike. I don't know, is that the right thing to say? Rides bike around here. Who
Rides bikes.
Who I asked him if he was going to be in the race, and he was like, No.
Like there was
this works.
dudes from like
Tour de France.
Tour
over
de
there,
France.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
this local guy rides a bike, which is like someone if you just ran a 5K, they're like, so are you gonna win Boston?
Yeah.
Or like if you signed up for Boston, you plan on winning?
Yeah, it's basically the same question that I asked him, and I have no clue what the event is, or I knew it happened last year, but Baltimore City does a horrible job of promoting this event.
Which is crazy because they literally shut down the entire downtown.
And you want the commerce of people coming down and spectating.
Right.
And it was great spectating because
It
they
was
do
really
4.
cool.
So they do like, it's a 120-mile race. They go all the way out to the county, ride all the way up Falls Road, and then they do 4 laps in the city.
Okay. Yeah.
Like in a tight loop where you can make it from one section to another section before the bikes get there and get like
right.
the opportunity to see 6 or so times to see the bikers going by. They're riding at 30 miles per hour through the city on these bikes, just crushing.
Yeah.
And behind them is their cars with all their spare bikes on it and all this stuff. It's like watching Tour de France. And we're sitting here. There's like maybe at one of the major intersections where we were, how many people, Meg, would you say?
Like 25.
25.
Really?
Like we could stand like close to them. I was getting great
And in
footage.
Europe, this would be a packed.
Like thousands.
Dude, you
course,
would have
packed
people. Yeah,
spectators.
you'd have people in costumes running alongside it. Yeah, like I don't know if you ever watched Tour de France, but
Yeah.
like you would be 10 people deep.
Dude,
and
that's
stuff like that.
sad. They do need to change the course every year, so that'll maybe be a way to pave the streets in Baltimore.
Yeah,
Since,
Right?
They did.
They should change the route every year so
And
that we can
the whole
finally
city.
pave the whole city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
How to
because
do
it
it.
is. They did a great job paving where the cyclists, because you don't want crashes or anything.
Right.
And it was amazing. Didn't you think it was crazy?
Yeah, no, it was really cool to watch.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about it, but maybe next year I'll be able to check it out if I'm here for Labor Day. I'm assuming they'll have it next year.
Yeah, I think they said they're signed on for 3 more years.
Yeah, there was a
4 more
5-year
years.
contract, so
Yeah.
they've got 3
Gotcha.
more years guaranteed. And honestly, it should be driving so much revenue to the city and to the thing if they promoted it correctly.
Yeah.
It was kind of, as someone who used to promote events, for me, I was so distraught that
Yeah.
it's like this is the major cycling event in the USA. We're the only city with it.
I don't even
And
know. Yeah.
nobody knew about it. It was on local TV. I don't know if it made national TV or anything.
It was broadcast on like that cycling network
The
or
Ocho?
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
ESPN,
that
the
is.
Ocho.
Yeah.
All right, second check-in. Man, I was talking about it getting hot again, and that's a segue. I could talk about electrolyte, because if you didn't enjoy the commercial enough, I can give it back to you. Anyway, make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're replenishing those fluids. And as long as you are, you'll be all right through another little heat wave coming through. And just keep your head up knowing that this is the training that's going to get you fast in the fall.
So you did a long run that day or the day before?
I did my long run the day before, but I did a long cycling. So I went on the Sunday ride,
Okay.
which is about 30 miles, but it's high elevation. It's a tough ride, but we stop halfway and go to like this coffee shop in the middle of the boondocks. Called
That sounds like a
Dauwalter.
European thing to
It
do.
is. Like we sit there and have croissant and
I almost go gadgeted a punching arm right to the face on that. I can't.
I had
do it.
Mexican Coca-Cola.
That sounds good.
It is delicious.
What is that about the bottle of Mexican Coca-Cola that's so much
They use
better?
the real sugar.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real sugar.
What,
So-
what sugar? Did you just use high fructose corn syrup in the
Or whatever
Coke
trash
version?
stuff. we
Yeah,
have
it's pretty
here.
much high fructose corn syrup was what they used to. I don't know if they still do, but yeah, that's what they use. But yeah, in Mexico, it's still like cane sugar, and it tastes better. It's peppery on the tongue. It's nice. But that with a pistachio croissant and
That works.
yeah,
That was like in between the two.
croissant. But yeah, so we stop and we get like a little snack and then we ride back. But like every week I'm like, it's not going to be that bad, but every week there's somebody who wants to push the pace and we're all,
Yeah, that's why I will never
going
do
down.
that.
It's fun, but yeah.
Never.
And then, so Meg did her long run. Did you do your long run that morning?
Yeah, on Sunday.
So that's 22 miles? Mm-hmm. And then we biked over to the thing.
So how many, you did a long run on this weekend on Saturday?
Not a long, I did 10 miles on Saturday. So I was like 33 miles for this week.
That's about what I did too.
Yeah. And but then I added in the bike stuff. So I did a ride last Wednesday morning, and then I did the run with the Fast Bastards Wednesday night. And then this week I'll do a ride. I'm going to actually get to pace Megan for one of her hard workouts on the bike.
Oh,
We're going to go down to the BNA or something.
Yeah, Coach said it would be better for me to have a bike pacer, so
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
hired
You
Thomas.
trust this guy?
We'll figure it out.
Hey, I was on the bike when she broke the 3 hours the first time.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
helped
that
out.
is true. Yeah.
Carrying goos and water, and I'm like a little mini aid station.
Yeah. Rolling aid station.
Handed me that hot shots, which didn't sit well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot you threw up that day. So did you know about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
there. You and Kimmy and
Yeah,
the
at
boys
the
were at the
end.
finish.
But the vomit was amazing.
Yeah.
Like you went sub 3 and threw up. That's amazing. Like stopped.
That is
Like
amazing.
I was like, crap. Like we were so close to the end too. It was like mile 22,
Because
23.
that was during the pandemic when
Yeah.
we were just kind of time trialing a
Right.
marathon.
Right.
Which is nuts.
Why
It's like,
not?
I don't know. It's just, I guess there wasn't anything else to do at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. Ober came out. Did
Oh, yeah.
Hogger come out?
Yeah,
Chris Hogger.
Sarah Williams came
Good,
out.
Yeah.
good crew of people.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about New York City coming up in?
How do I?
Yeah, it's coming up in 9 weeks now.
Yep.
Honestly, the whole thing I'm doing right now is just kind of going by feel. So as long as I feel good, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm not even concerned. New York isn't one I would go for time anyway, but I'm kind of like, let's just see what happens. Like, who knows? Maybe taking pressure off and not thinking about pace and not doing that. Weather's right, training's there. Who knows what can happen?
Yeah.
I'll push. And if not, I can just be like, yeah, this was fun. Like I'm realizing as I'm getting older in the sport, what my favorite parts are. And my favorite part is running with people and then hanging out afterwards and just kind of like the vibe. And so like when I think about, like when I ran New York last year with Jarrett, that was like, for me, that was great. And you're running with someone and you trust that, in that case, we kind of had a pact to stick together. And, that was great.
Yeah.
And then Tokyo got to run it with Brandon. At Boston, ran it with Brandon. Then we ended up picking up Jen at the end. I love that part of the race. So like if I get to New York and there's people I can run with and we enjoying the pace and go through, that'd probably be what I'd want.
I like
ideally, but yeah, I can't rely on that. So I just have to train and see how it goes. And I got a good coach, so.
Yeah. She's okay. She's good. Meg, what are you, since your goal is Chicago, what are you trying to do at New York?
Like we did last year. Have fun.
Okay. Which
I mean,
is what pace?
I don't
What-
know. I guess I'll see how I'm feeling after Chicago. But
I was talking about this last night. I was saying her and Feathers, if they're feeling good and the weather's good, it's sub 3.
no, not on New
I
York.
don't know.
I think we could probably do anything from like a 310 to a 320 if we're like just having fun.
You think so? Like, I still think you guys are going to go for it.
Well, like I said, I'll see how I feel afterwards.
If I am in that range,
You want to come party with us?
I won't be partying, but yeah.
But we'll make it fun for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to drag Robbie.
Yes. Let's do this.
Okay. I think I'm legitimately optimistic this time around. I don't know if I was before. I feel good. I think I can do. A 320 would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't think is that crazy because compared to like what did I run at? I think I ran like a 340 at Boston or something, 342, which was like that was just like at the end of like craziness for 6 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I, I'm feeling good and more healthy,
Let's do it.
I think I could do it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to get crazy. I just want to I don't want to put out a goal. I just want to train well and then see how I'm at.
What's your plan for training?
I mean, right now I'm doing 4 days a week of 6 miles, just this week, and then I'm just making sure I hit all my long runs because that's what I didn't do for any of the marathons we did last. I would get injured, go too hard or too early, and then get injured, and then not hit all my long runs. So I just want to I'm more concerned about hitting my long runs than racking up big mileage and crazy good workouts.
Yeah.
Because that's what destroyed the last 3 marathons just sucked or last 2 because I absolutely died at mile 22, and it's because I didn't get in half my long runs especially towards the end, which is crazy. So it's if I can make sure I get those in, I think just being happy that I'll be able to feel good would be a good thing.
For sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. So I'm trying to do 3 or 4 4 days a week of 6 to 8 miles and then a long run. So probably peak at 50 miles.
What's your long run this weekend? What are you at now?
16.
Okay.
This weekend. So yeah, when am I going to do that? Can I do that Saturday morning if I get up early?
You can tack it on before or after our shakeout run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess we're doing long runs that day.
Yeah. When this podcast comes out, we will be in New York City tomorrow.
Yeah. Actually, we're
They're
training
there.
up today. Friday.
But the shakeout run, which is really just a group run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't shake out a mile race.
Right.
Yeah. It's a
we're
group
just calling
run.
it a shakeout run because that's what
That's
you
the
do.
nomenclature.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a 3-mile run through the park. It's starting at the New York Roadrunners Run Center.
And the cool thing is the giveaway for the first 200.
Yeah, so this is again Saturday, September 9th, 7:30 a.m.
That's an early one. Oh, so I'll probably be doing those miles afterwards.
Yeah.
But that's good because you'll have a nice warm up.
Yeah.
With the people. What we could do is head after we finish, hang out for a little bit, and then head out. You could do a loop around the park and then down the west side.
Yeah. Are you doing a long run this weekend?
Yeah.
You weren't. It wasn't on there, but
okay.
Maybe I'm not. I see. That's the thing I'm afraid of. I'm trusting my coach, but she's not. I haven't done anything over 12 miles.
That's because you were frigging injured.
Yeah. You gotta come back easy, dude.
Yeah.
So we'll be there, and have we ever done a shakeout run that's triple the distance of the race we're doing the next day?
No, we sure haven't.
Imagine us doing a 78-mile shakeout run for a marathon.
No.
Well, what are we going to get together and do a 400?
Right.
Come on.
Should. All right, what's your goal for the mile race?
I have no idea.
Are you actually going to try to go?
Caster said run as hard as you can.
Oh.
And I have a workout afterwards.
Okay.
See, the funny thing is I think Megan could throw down a really fast mile because you can, right now you could probably run.
I think I only have one speed.
Is that it?
It doesn't matter if I'm doing 1 mile or 26. That's all I can do.
I have a feeling when you're with, if you're in a group of people that can run fast, you will just lock on and go with it. I have a feeling there's going to be a mile PR coming out of this for me.
I don't even know what that is. So it has to be one, I think.
What do you think, Thomas, for yourself?
I know what my mile PR is, and I know that I'm not close to that right now.
All right.
If I could even, if I could even dip into the same first number of my mile PR, then I'd be happy. But
you just run as fast as you can, right?
That's what I'm gonna
do.
Yeah,
there's no pacing or anything. You just haul from the gun.
And then you just realize how long a mile is.
And then when you're 3/4 through and you want to die,
you just keep going.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah. Right now, my mile PR is a 5:30, but I just can't see that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, miracles would have to happen. Maybe some roller skates.
Well, you can dream.
Yeah. I mean, when I do strides, like I can get down to low fives, but that's a stride where I'm like pretty much going all out for 12 seconds, not
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Who knows?
What are you thinking?
I'm worried about, you know how when you run too fast and your feet get in front of you, or your body
You
gets in
fall.
front of you and then you
Yeah.
just face plant?
See, and
I'm
I-
worried that'll happen.
I think Robbie, I think you could have a hell of a good mile.
Yeah, I'm very interested because I don't know.
I feel like you're a dog off a leash.
Yeah. I think I have pretty good speed, but I don't know. I haven't done that in such a long time that I don't really know.
I worry about you injuring yourself
And
going
that's
all
what
out.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
most concerned about. Yeah. Because I could totally see that happen.
Well, think about when we went to Eugene. You threw down.
Yeah.
Just do that for another.
And I was hurt for 4 days.
It's like Thomas isn't allowed to drink and get on wheeled vehicles. Like, I don't know if you're allowed to all out race if you're not fully prepared.
I don't know. Did you see, like, I looked at that, the end of the email thing I wrote when I was talking about like doing drunk racing or whatever.
Yeah.
I looked back at the Strava from when Brandon and I ran down 6th Street after that Brooks party.
You put that on Strava?
Yeah. And I ran, it was like in those Deckers shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was running like 5:30 or
I have that video on my
like
phone.
for that half mile, which is kind of insane.
That is
Those
insane.
shoes, yeah, definitely.
Um,
They're at least as bottom heavy as the Primex 2.
oh, they're like have to weigh like 16 ounces per shoe. That was a wild, yeah. So I don't know. That was probably the last time I really ran that hard.
You guys didn't do a full mile. You only did like a half.
It was like a half, maybe it was like 3/4 mile back to the hotel.
Like I know we walked back to the hotel. I don't think at that speed and at that intoxication, I would have been able to navigate to the hotel.
Oh, certainly. I
I
couldn't
don't know
have.
how I think we might have made a couple weird turns. Not here it is. Not sober night run from the Brooks after party. I just put in Brooks to search for it. It says it was a half mile. Maybe I started it late or something.
Yeah.
But at one point it was
Started late.
in the beginning it was like 5:30 pace.
In the
And then-
beginning?
Yeah, and then towards the end it went down to 5:20 as well. But there was like, I think overall it was like a 6 something. Anyways, it was crazy. It was, I remember feeling so like I was gonna puke at the end. I might have thrown up.
I just remember that morning, everybody, I didn't even change. I laid on the bed and I got all hot. Like, you know, when you get really hot.
That's the worst.
And then we got up and went downstairs, and there's you, Jarrett, and Brandon all laying on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
on
looked like
your-
looked like the beach at Normandy.
yeah.
Like,
A hand coming up.
yeah. Oh man. And then that was, I don't think I'm doing that anymore in my life. That's interesting to think. That might have been the last time I'll do that. Pull an all-nighter. Just, I don't know.
Yeah, unless you decide to get into, some serious drugs or something.
Yeah. You never say never.
Okay. Let's not do that.
All right.
Should we talk about this shoe?
I think we should. Just talking about
Thomas,
speed.
You wanted to talk about why we don't disclose that we're sent shoes.
Oh, yeah. Like, we've had a couple of people ask you when we do a video review or something that like, how come you don't do what Kafuzi does, where he says, these shoes were given to us by Solomon and we are under no obligation to,
I just thought it was assumed.
Yeah, like if people, guys, let us tell you something about the shoes that we get for reviews. We get sent shoes from the companies. They don't get to look at our videos before we post them. They understand that it's a shoe review. They're sending it to us for that purpose, but they have no power to edit or look at the shoe review and give us any feedback on it. They just send us the shoe. We don't pay for it.
Yeah. Well, there's also this weird thing that people think that if we give a shoe a bad review, that somehow we'll stop getting shoes, which is, it's an inch. I get why people think that, but it's so far from the truth that like it's interesting.
When I first
I
started
just don't
out,
even think about that anymore. And then
when I first started out, I was worried that like, if I give this shoe a bad review, then, I probably won't get shoes again from them. But I still gave it a bad review.
yeah,
And I more so thought that the people at the company were going to hate me.
You almost feel bad,
like the first,
on a personal level. Or
yeah,
something.
the first time I went to the running event, I was like hiding my face as I went by certain brands, and now it's like, it was funny. It was actually at the running event one time. The guy was like, "Hey, I appreciate it. You gave feedback that I've been trying to give for a long time. They don't listen internally, and when they saw your video and other videos that other people put out, and you had legitimate critiques on the product, then the change happened." And that felt really good. And the fact that we can help in some ways. And now a lot of times by the time we're reviewing a shoe, they're already designing the third, the next 2 years out of the shoe.
It is interesting though, because if you think about it, we are one of the handful, maybe less than 10 people in the whole world that try almost every running shoe from every brand. So like if you have Nike or Adidas, anyone, Brooks, and they want to get feedback from their team, they only wear Brooks shoes. So
they might go out and get one other shoe or something like that.
Sometimes
and then
they'll buy
testers are just wearing their shift, because why would you buy shoes if Nike's sending you shoes to test?
Their athletes only have, not that much experience. And so, a lot of times people look to our reviews to see what's going on in the rest of the industry. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times, remember we trashed On forever, and they came to us and they're like, "Yeah, we'll send you whatever. We want to send you all this stuff for review." And they were like, totally. I was like, just so you know, which you probably do know, we really don't like Ons, haven't, for all these reasons. And they're like, "That's totally fine. Like, we appreciate the honest feedback. Just totally be honest in all your reviews. We don't care. Just review the shoe." Yeah. So, and that's pretty much every brand says that. And
it is. And
they really don't
care.
The
only time that we've done something different is when there's been times where the shoe's so bad that I've been like, "Would you like personal feedback, or do you want us to write a review?" Yeah. And sometimes they will say, "Could you just give us feedback?" So if you see a shoe that didn't make even our regular reviews, you may be able to assume that maybe it's not something.
Sometimes it's just maybe a shoe we just didn't get to. I mean, there's sometimes there are those shoes.
There's some shoes that I think that the brands don't send us because they know it's not our style. Like Asics doesn't send us everything.
Yeah.
So we won't get like the GT.
But I feel like if we'd asked for it, they would.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's people have a lot of assumptions about how people get shoes or how the relationship is, but I've never met anyone that's actually cared whether we give a shoe a bad review or not. And
I feel like I have.
I remember what I was going to say. I mean, I'm sure people care to some degree, especially if designers and things like that. But I was going to say that oh my gosh, dude, I'm like brain melting right now.
I'll tell you. No. I'll give you an example of when someone didn't like it. I've had people say to me I didn't understand the purpose of the shoe, so how I reviewed it was not for the intention of how they designed the shoe.
Yeah. I could see that sometimes happening. But what I was gonna say is that we get so many, like at this point in the shoe production technology and cycle and everything, shoes are generally really good.
That was the point that I was going to bring up.
Okay.
Megan and I were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I said it's I feel like we've gotten so many shoes recently that we've given positive reviews to, and it's because it feels like it's hard to make a bad shoe at this point because of the technology and how advanced it's gotten. And I was like, it was kind of a bummer that we kind of panned the Adidas Prime X too. But I was also kind of like, finally, there's a shoe here that we don't all love.
Well, it is. The foams have gotten really good. The weights have come down. The uppers are they're pretty simple. Like if you look across the board at the uppers we get, there's not that much of a difference in the shoes.
And exactly. And I think, I mean, we actually did mention that in the interview with the Robbe Patterson from Adidas. So that, like the foams, the uppers, the materials, I said, even we got that Noble shoe with P-backs, midsole and plate. And it was a good running shoe. It wasn't amazing. There was problems with the upper, but you can run in it. Like, it's not gonna be terrible. And I just feel like we almost need to like recalibrate what a bad running shoe is at this point, because we might not be getting any bad running shoes anymore.
I think we will.
Like,
I still think
Yeah.
that when it is bad, it's a matter of. I'll give you an example. One that I didn't love, and it's a good shoe per se, but the Kinvara Pro. I just didn't love it, and the reason why is it's almost like when you put things together for an intention and it doesn't work out. Like that shoe, and it also doesn't fit. Like if you look at the lineup as a whole, okay, do they have a shoe that's less expensive that does the same thing? Yes. Do they have a shoe that feels as good and this that fits that same category that's better? Yes. So it's not that it's a bad shoe necessarily, but in the lineup of their shoes, is there a better alternative? And in those cases, that's what I think we're doing a lot of the times now, is like saying, here's a better alternative. And we try to stay, when I feel like when we do that, I at least try to stay with the brand. So I say, okay, you want a plated shoe from Saucony that you can use as a daily trainer. I think the Speed is a better choice than the Kinvara Pro.
yeah, I feel you. I get it.
So we do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, there's been a couple. I feel like last year's Magnify from Puma was a miss. Too heavy, too blocky. It just didn't roll. If the geometry isn't right and it doesn't roll through your stride.
Like some of the Brooks, like the Adrenaline, it's like not kind of a miss.
Or just not fun to run in.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely some misses, but I say they're few. I mean,
It's tough.
remember On was just making, their shoes were just terrible for the first 6 years. And now it's like, they're pretty good.
Well, again, it's the foam. And they had a hard board underneath your foot.
Speed board.
Anyways, but so that's kind of a brief aside for all you run shoe fanatics out there. I guess speaking of fanatics, we should get into the shoe since we're like an hour and 75 minutes into the.
No, we only have an hour and 24 to go.
Yeah, so
Okay.
hopefully we're not there.
All right, final check-in. Thanks for hanging in there with us today. Marathon training is tough if you're doing it. You get it. You're probably getting towards, if you're running Chicago, you're getting towards peak. Berlin, you're getting towards peak. If you're like me running New York, you got a little time before the mileage gets insane. Unless you're Megan, then it's already insane. But just keep your eye on the prize. Enjoy these runs. Realize that fall running is what it's all about. The cooler temps, the races, the camaraderie, the friendship, the parties. Being able to wear hoodie sweatshirts after races, that's all great stuff coming your way. So keep training.
So anyways, we are talking about the Salomon S Lab Phantasm 2 today.
Phantasm.
That's a good name for a shoe, Phantasm. That's
Well, it
nice.
makes me think of that silver ball that shoots down the hole and sticks in someone's head and then had a little drill that came out.
Okay.
What?
You never saw the movie Phantasm?
No.
Robbie, go home.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, you do.
I'll
I'll explain
I'm not
it.
going to talk about Tales from the Hood because after we talked about that today, I was like, I need to rewatch this movie. There's actually a lot of good social implications in that movie that I didn't pick up on when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
But anyways, so speaking of horror show, no, I'm just kidding. This is the opposite of a horror show. I really like this shoe a lot. This is Salomon's newest race day shoe. It's the second version, obviously, Phantasm 2.
Did you wear the Phantasm, the original?
That's the thing. I didn't get the original. I think.
See, I wore
maybe
the
didn't have my
original,
size.
which
Okay.
is weird. And I thought it was a mediocre shoe at best.
Oh. What are the updates? Do you know?
I think they went P-backs this time.
Yeah, so I don't think the first one was full P-backs. This one is.
Well, that makes a big difference.
But I believe it's dual density, so I think it feels a little firm. It's definitely a little firmer on top, the top layer, and then soft. Yeah, feel that, and then the softer on the bottom, and you can kind of see where the carbon plate.
It's probably where the split is.
See where the plate
See,
goes.
and that's the thing. Like normally, I like the softer layer closer to the foot, and the firmer closer to the ground.
Yeah.
You like this combo?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of a mix between, like, I want to say the Vaporfly and the Metaspeed Sky, somewhere in that range. It's a little firmer. I just think Salomon in general was always a little bit firmer, but it's a fast shoe. It feels nice. The upper lockdown is probably my favorite of any race day shoe.
Any race day shoe, because we've had problems with Salomon's uppers for a while.
Yes, I feel like you just, at least over top of the foot, I feel like you can just really get like nice and locked in there. No heel lift or anything. So I thought that was a really nice part about the shoe. Now, the only thing is that Salomon's always run big on me. And I even went down a half size, and my toes still are like right here, which is.
Do you think it's a
more
conversion from European sizing that's the problem?
I don't know, maybe. But I still have like more than a thumb width.
So what size is this?
This is a 7.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. I would have liked to have even a half size down more to have like that true race day fit, because cornering or toeing off still felt just felt long. But I wore it for that one, the 12-mile long run, which was on rail trail and was like really slow. And then I wore it for my 14-mile long run, which was decently, it was like an 8:30 pace. So like slower, but like not crazy, and picked it up a little bit. And then I ran it on the faster bastard zone, where I actually ran hard that night. It's like in the 7:30 to 8 range.
On the hills,
huge hills. And yeah, I don't know. It's an interest. Like I do like it a lot. It's not probably my favorite race day shoe. For a marathon, it might be a little bit firmer, but
like if you're racing a 10K or a half next weekend, is this your shoe?
I'd say it would be in the for a half marathon. I think it's definitely could be in the.
Okay, so say you're running a marathon tomorrow.
Yeah.
What shoe are you picking?
I haven't run a marathon in it, but I would die. Like I really want to run a marathon in the Hoka Rocket X2. Like that's what I would pick if I could do it. Fortunately, like every marathon we're in is like for a different brand. That or the Adios Pro 3 I really liked for Boston when we ran that.
Do you know who's a Salomon athlete who runs really well?
I can't think of any single person on their team that is a.
I'm not talking about Noah Droddy.
Yeah. Before we get to this athlete, I do want to say the shoe is $275.
Wow.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
It seems like they're all creeping
these
it up,
days.
though. It seems like every race shoe is like it was $250 was the cost of a race shoe. Now it seems like.
I mean, the Vaporfly is still $250.
And
Adios Pro is still $250.
And I still think that those shoes, for like the nuance of any shoe, like why would you go Salomon over?
That's that's the hard thing I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I do think this is their first legit like race shoe, performance shoe. I think they really did a great job on it. And so like I think if you want to go with this, it's going to be fine. Like, you know, it just depends on personal preference really. I think it offers a lot of the same things. It doesn't have a very aggressive toe off, like a springy toe off, you know. So if you like that, you might want to go somewhere else. That's kind of my favorite too, like the Meta Speed Edge and some of the other shoes. So, and you can see it's kind of like.
I think that's why I like the Adios Pro so much. You get that really sharp.
Yeah. Now again, this ran a little bit long, so maybe if it was the perfect size, that might have helped. But yeah, I think they did a good job with it, and I love the design. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, this design though, you're going to see on a lot of shoes.
I had someone call me out just walking past that was like, "I love those shoes. Look good on you." Like, all right,
that's nice.
Who does that? Was this at the fair?
No, it was just in downtown Harrisburg. It was just lady walking past. I was like, all right, nice. I'll take it.
But yeah. This is the look, this style though. Mm-hmm. I saw like, you know, the prototypes of the new, the Endorphin Pro from Saucony kind of has that like almost like a swoosh like thing coming down to the midsole. And I thought I saw it in another brand.
Maybe, yeah. But so that's good. And then
is this a different shoe?
Yeah, that's the Phantasm 2. So this is the S Lab Phantasm 2.
Okay.
Solomon's names are confusing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's just silly.
So there's the Phantasm 2, and then there's the S Lab, which is like their performance. It's
So
like
that's
kind of
not
like
out
Audi's.
yet?
It's like if Audi Zero did an Audios.
Yeah, but
I guess
yeah,
maybe
they
like
don't.
Audios.
They don't have an
Pro.
Audios Pro and a Pro.
Right, yeah.
So when does this one come out?
So I think September 14th.
Okay.
Or like next week.
I mean, we'd be remiss if we don't bring up the 20K championships and Courtney Dauwalter
Well,
How much
yeah.
time do we
triple
have?
crown.
I mean, we're at an hour and 12. We can wrap it up.
Do it real quick. Hey, we've had Courtney on the show. Probably one of the loveliest humans you're going to meet.
So down to earth.
She might actually be the nicest person I've ever met
Yeah.
in real life.
And she, I mean, this is putting her, like, she should be up there with the Eliud Kipchoge's.
1,000%.
Like, what she just accomplished,
I don't even.
winning the 3 major 100-mile races.
In a span of 2 months?
It will, within a year, but nobody's
Yeah.
ever done that. But it's, yeah, it has been basically,
I think it was 3 months.
yeah.
June, July, August. Yeah.
Yeah. And she did you see her at the end? It doesn't even, like, I would have thought maybe she did a 50K. Like, it was like,
Hey.
Well, and she even talked about how she was like in the pain cave like early on and like throughout the whole race and just was going to finish it and casually won.
It's so hard for me to even understand because it's just so foreign to, like, it's never been, there's nothing to compare it against, so it's hard to even understand that.
and like Jim
Crazy.
Walmsley, I don't want to take away from him. He amazing finish.
Yeah.
And has killed it at
But he's also been training just for that. Like, that's been his,
Yeah.
like, this is my thing.
like,
that
I feel like she's a pickup player. Like if we were playing basketball, she's like, I'll shoot around.
Yeah.
Like, this was like a last, I'll do it.
I couldn't even believe she was doing it because I didn't know until, I don't know, a few weeks ago that she was actually doing it.
I don't
don't
know
think
that
she knew.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
really? Okay.
it was like kind of spur of the moment.
I think she was like,
Yeah.
oh, really? I could win all 3?
Let's see how this goes.
All right, why
Yeah.
not? Feel pretty good.
Well, there's one point, I think, when Kafuzi was there and he was following Jim Walmsley down the trail, and I think it was in the later part of the race, and I'm like, that's really fast. Like, I'm like, you could hear Kafuzi breathing pretty hard
Yeah.
as he's just following him for 100 meters or whatever. And I'm like, this is just
Crazy.
that, to do that over the course of 100 miles and just, man. And representing PA, Zach Miller came in second place in the men's. So Lancaster County, shout out. But
I wonder if he's a Sheets or Wawa guy.
I'm pretty sure that's a good question. That is right in between the two. That's in gray zone territory.
He's probably
there.
eating Turkey Hill ice cream right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's jump over the 20K because Megan got access to the USATF TV, and so we watched it yesterday before I went for my run, which was a mistake because it only got hotter in that morning. But we watched that race, and I thought it was actually a really exciting race to spectate. Although the USATF people, dude, get a GoPro or something that has stabilization. Yeah, I mean, it was shaky, and it like that kind of sucked. But Connor Mance and Clayton Young, it was just sick because you got to watch the pack go from like, what was it like?
There was like 20 guys for a long time.
Yeah, and then it broke off to 8, and then it got down to 4, and then it was 3, and there's what was the guy's name?
I forget.
Yeah, this other guy who I hadn't heard of before. Manson.
So Clayton Young, Marilyn Manson.
No, it wasn't Marilyn Manson.
He was running in platform boots.
It was like something.
There was Connor Mance.
No, Connor Mance.
Sam Chalanga, Daniel Mesfum.
Mesfum, that's it. That's
Okay,
the guy.
he was 4th.
He was, for the longest time, like you were like, he might win it because he kept surging and going out in front, and it looked like Connor Mance.
Holy crap!
And then
they finished within a second of each other.
Yeah,
They were like I said, they
right.
announced Connor Mance as the winner, but Clayton, like
Grabbed
from our perspective, looked like he was in front of him.
Wow.
but then they're like, I think they took chip time, and like nobody ever wins chip time. It's
Right,
whoever
right.
It's gun time on those fields.
in a race. So they ended up giving back to Clayton, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, those guys trained together. They both went to BYU.
Wow. Do you know how much that The difference is
Yeah.
the payout.
It's $100,000 versus
No.
50,000.
No, Thomas.
That's total prize pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not even total prize pool. Total prize pool is 38,000. It was 9,000 and 4,000.
yeah.
So half.
That's a lot though. That's
For 1 second, you lost $5 grand.
You know what I would do if it was him? Combine the money and split it.
Well, it almost seemed like in the race that they had, like it almost looked like Connor was talking to him, like, and they were agreeing that this is just what it
That'd
was.
be funny if they made a deal.
No, because
mid-race.
no, because Connor Mance said that he was trying to say, "Hey, let's just win." Like Clayton was like, "Let's just win it together," and Connor was like, "No, I'm going to run this as hard as I can."
Is he running Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other one, the women's race.
Yeah, Emily Sisson, I think we kind of all expected her to win. She had one competitor until she didn't.
It was like the wheels fell off. You saw,
Yeah.
you saw when that she had it.
But it's just crazy to think like and I know that everyone's training for marathons, so who knows if everyone was going all out. But it was like you see like the Molly Seidel, Annie Frisbee, like
Dakota Lindworm.
just get dropped by Emily like
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, she beat them all by a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like those people.
Robbie, she just was a machine.
Wow.
She always is like that.
So it was Emily Sisson and then other notable names that we've had on the podcast. Annie Frisbee, she was 5th.
Dakota Lindworm.
She was 6th.
We had who's the Adidas?
Kellen, do we have Kellen
Taylor.
No, then she's Hoka. Emily Durgin
Oh, Emily Durgin.
is now Adidas.
Okay.
We
she
had
was-
her on though, right?
Nope.
No.
Get her on.
Yeah, let's do this, Meg. Get
Des
your work
Linden
done.
8th and Molly Seidel 9th.
Des looked like this was a training run. It didn't look like she was racing. I don't know.
We'll see.
I felt like because she looked good, but she also looked super relaxed at the end and not like
Okay.
I just gave a hard, like last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Right.
But there was one lady who stood up at the front. So when they're starting the race,
I got to show you this photo, Robbie.
dude, I don't understand. Like race directors,
Yeah.
if there's somebody who's up in the front of
Yeah.
a race, especially at a
USATF
championship,
championship,
you move
race.
this person back.
Yeah.
I think
It looks like she like was trying to go to like Kohl's and got lost on the way there.
she
Like
had some,
she's literally next to Emily
some coal bucks
Sisson
there.
and Dakota Lindworm.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, her pockets are flush with coal bucks right
yeah.
there.
She went.
Wait, what is? What the
She went up to the front, Robbie, and she got this look on her face like, try to move me. Try to move me. And she's on the front line. And literally, like, when they take off.
I would feel weird.
Right?
Like, you have to know, right?
No, she knew. She wanted to be on camera. She wanted to
Oh,
be.
it's too good.
So she finished. Did she finish top 5 or no?
Her bib number's 219, if that helps. I don't know.
Let's look her up. Let's see where she finished. Can you look it up?
I don't know.
I can't.
Dude, I if it wasn't, it was 12 miles. I'm going to guess that she probably finished in 4 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, I would love to look it up. We'll look it up.
Yeah. Get back to you. But that was like, you could just tell there was like defiance on her face, like, try to move me off the front line here. She had like an angry face.
Maybe she's just ready to run.
Ready to
maybe.
race. And then right before the race started, you saw like somebody jump out and take a picture that could have possibly been.
Oh man.
For her.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Are we wrapping it?
Yeah. If you guys are in New York City this weekend, definitely come run with us. But you have to RSVP because we were limited to 200 people.
If you really want to party with me, fill out the RSVP.
Okay. Robbie will put the RSVP link in the show notes. And
Show notes.
What was the bib number?
219. Can you look it up?
Yeah, I can actually.
All right. Let's see what it says. This is worth it, Meg.
This
the
is a
people what
what's
they
a
want.
what's a good time for a 20K?
well, like
They
the
ran
It's 12 miles. So
Emily Sisson ran it in an hour and 6 minutes.
She ran it in 2:03:08.
That doesn't seem that bad.
well, no, because
That's a 9:54 pace.
All right.
To be lining up at the front.
Well, wait a second.
a
But
little
well, time
aggressive.
out. Like, I'm impressed because literally by the look of her, I didn't think that person was going.
Yeah, she's 55 and age group female 55 to 59. She was 11 out of 17.
Oh, out of 17.
Yeah.
There's
so-
only 17.
wow, 55 to 59, yeah. I
Wow.
don't know. All right, let's wrap it up because I got to go to the bathroom.
All right, let's do it. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Brandon for editing this up. And thanks to all of you for listening once again to us babble on about ridiculous nothingness.
Yep. Hi, Mom.
All right.
All right.